Where my other groupies at?
I'm gonna do it like all of them. So I just there's about you read it beforehand.
So intelligent design should be included in textbooks for schools. In schools, students should gather all the information they can and then come up with their own conclusions. School is about just getting students all the information they can, letting them gain as much knowledge as they can, and use critical thinking skills to determine, hey, I think that's stupid, or hey, that seems pretty legit, I can believe this. It should be in textbooks also, because without that, without even putting it in textbooks, no one really knows what this debate is even about. They just know people are arguing for something that they have no clue about. So let them at least understand what this debate is about, and let them use, and then when they learn it, let them use their own critical thinking skills to determine whether they think it's accurate or legitimate or whatnot. Also, no one knows for sure what happened and how the earth was created, which is why there's so many different theories. So you shouldn't take out some theories just because it doesn't go the way you want it to go, just because it says there's a creator and not everyone believes in a creator. It's still a theory. Which also, it sounds like there is a religious aspect to it, but it's not forcing religion on anyone. It's just another theory. In a pluralistic society that we have in America, there's a lot of different religions, ethnicities. You should try and get all the different theories out there and let everyone learn about everything. And then once again, they can use their critical thinking skills to come up with their own conclusions. Now, while this doesn't push religion on anybody, by banning intelligent design though, it's making atheism the national religion. It's not intelligent design isn't pushing religion on anybody, but by not even giving it an option to be out there, then you're just banning religion, essentially, which in turn makes atheism the new national religion. So intelligent design should be in textbooks because students should be able to come up with their own conclusions after weighing in the details.
Okay, so you talk about how students should have a right to make up their own minds after learning the facts, but are you aware that intelligent design is not even a scientific theory? It's factually, there's no evidence, you can't prove it or disprove it, it's absolutely unfalsifiable.
Well, you can't disprove or prove the Big Bang Theory, but that still gets taught.
No, you actually can. There's experiments that you can do. It's a scientific, Big Bang Theory is a scientific theory.
It's still just a theory.
But it's a scientific theory. That's the difference.
Well, what makes this not a scientific theory?
How can you prove or disprove that God or this divine creator created our universe?
But there's also things in evolution that you could take.
So just because
you can take different, you can come to different conclusions from the same things in evolution. So not all of that is scientific.
So you're saying just because there's things in evolution that you can't prove, that you should take the opinion of this intelligent design?
I'm saying it's another theory out there because there's not all the questions answered.
Okay, disclaimer, I have retainers on, so if you can't understand me, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. So my resolution is that textbooks should not be required to include intelligent design. This is why. Okay. First of all, intelligent design is inaccurate. Advocates in intelligent design say that the Earth, the universe, was created 6,000 years ago, but scientific facts prove differently because, first of all, speed of light. There are stars in this universe that are so far away that they could not, like the light that reaches us from those stars could not have possibly traveled in 6,000 years. It took a lot longer, and speed of light is constant. Therefore, we can say that the universe, because through science, it's a lot older than 6,000 years. Also through radio carbon dating, like there are rocks, like there are molecules in Earth, such as in rocks and stuff, that you can test that show that the radiation has been there for like a longer time than 6,000 years. So there's a lot of proof that says that contradicts what the intelligent design advocates say. Secondly, it's not a science. You can't prove it. What science is that you have to be, and any theory, any theory that scientists make, you have to be able to back it up. You have to either be able to prove it or disprove it. And when it comes to intelligent design, it says that there is a divine, omniscient creator who created the universe. How are you going to prove or disprove that? Then there is the legal aspect of it. Okay, our First Amendment, freedom of religion, says there's an establishment clause in there that says government shall not favor any one religion over another. And we know this is religion because it is not science. It is advocating this divine creator who created this earth or universe or whatever, and it is religion. Therefore, government cannot sponsor. Any establishment created by or sponsored by the government cannot be advocating for one religion over any other. Then there's let's see, for intelligent design, it's not promoted by any scientific journals or any articles or anything. It's just this belief on its own, fighting to be taught in schools when it shouldn't be. And this all matters because, first of all, as I said, intelligent design is not accurate. It's giving false information to students. Okay, I understand that opinion, people should have a right to make up their own mind. They should be given a variety of different ideas to choose from. But the point of textbooks is that it's stuff in textbooks is not just belief. It has been proven, it's fact, or there's some basis, some reliability there, when intelligent design doesn't really have reliability. So that is my argument. Thank you.
Okay. Can you go back over your points, just what are they really briefly?
Okay, well, first of all, it was the inaccuracy of intelligent design, and another, it was not science. Third, it's illegal to do so from our Constitution. And the fourth, which I haven't covered, I don't have time, my teammate is going to cover it, is the fallacies that are in intelligent design.
Okay, and what is your definition of a theory?
A theory is something that can be falsified or tested or empirically tested. There you go.
Okay, so how do you test the Big Bang Theory?
That is irrelevant to this conversation because we're not talking about Big Bang Theory.
Well, you're saying that we shouldn't have intelligent design in textbooks because it can't be proven, and that's your argument. So by saying that you can't test it, it goes right along with intelligent design.
Intelligent design cannot be tested, but I am not a scientific expert. I cannot sit here and explain to you how Big Bang Theory is provable. But it's a scientific theory, and it has been theorized, experimented upon. So yes.
That's fine.
Do we get a grant?
Nope.
No.
crosswalk as part of the presentation?
I did that on purpose. Okay, so my opponent brought up some good points, but right now I would like to refute them and then maybe go back into some of my points and make sure that we understand that intelligent design actually should be included in textbooks. So starting off with the fact that it is not a science. What we are trying to prove is that, not necessarily that it is true, that this actually happened. What we are trying to do is inform students of what people for thousands of years have been believing so that they can make up their own minds. We're not trying to take out the theories of evolution, the Big Bang Theory, the string theory. We just want to add in another section so that students can get all of this information and then make up their own minds about it. And then another point that was brought up was the fact that it is illegal and that the Constitution doesn't allow this. But in the Constitution, in the First Amendment, it says that we have our freedom of speech and freedom of religion. So by putting in intelligent design, it is not emphasizing the intelligent design and favoring it over any other religion. It's just saying this is something else that you should know about. That way you can decide what you want to believe. Like in my partner's last point of our opening speech, the government shall not favor any religion, but by favoring like the Big Bang Theory and evolution, they are making our religion atheism because these students don't have the opportunity to learn about intelligent design, and therefore they're not being taught this religion, and therefore we have no, like, atheism is becoming the national religion. And also, like my partner said, no one was there at the beginning of time. No one knows what happened. So what we're trying to do is add in all the information, like I said, so that people can make their own conclusions. And I guess that's all.
First of all, science is not atheism. Second, if you're advocating for freedom of religion, then how come intelligent design is the only thing that you're advocating for to be taught in schools? How come there are not other theories that, because like, there's so many theories out there. And
What other theories do you think would be qualified to be taught?
I mean, if you're teaching intelligent design, which is absolutely no evidence, then you should be teaching any other, okay.
So the evidence that thousands of cultures believed in a higher power is not good enough?
That's religion.
It is religion. That's not
And it's
religion. We're
illegal to
trying to
teach
teach
religion
an
in school.
intelligent design.
That is religion.
That's what
Did you
we're
know
arguing
that
for.
6,000, well, so you're saying that we should go against the Constitution?
It's not going against the Constitution. We have a
Constitution
freedom of
says-
religion. We should be able to teach whatever we want.
But that makes no sense because the Constitution says that the government should not encourage any one religion over any other. That's
It's not
exactly
encouraging
what
a
it is.
certain religion. We're not saying you should teach Christianity. We're not saying you should teach Buddhism. We're saying teach intelligent design.
Which is a religion.
All right. Just to piggyback off of what the last group talked about, denying intelligent design does not violate any constitutional rights. We do have a separation of church and state, so not teaching intelligent design is going along with our Constitution. We do have a freedom of speech and a freedom of religion in our Constitution, meaning that on your own time, you can practice your religion, you can practice your own speech, but in school, that does not need to be taught. We don't need to teach a mass group of people one particular religion. That is actually going against our Constitution. That's going against the separation of church and state. So in school, we do have a certain amount of hours. So outside of school, you can practice what you want. You can practice what you want. You can practice your own religion. we all go to school, and that's a decision if you want to practice atheism. As a student, not teaching intelligent design is not enforcing atheism on you. You can go to school and not learn about intelligent design and practice your religion on your own time. So teaching intelligent design is basically going against our First Amendment rights, which is giving us a freedom, because if we're teaching one particular religion to a mass group of people, it's not a guarantee that everyone in that group of people is going to agree with that religion. Also, intelligent design suffers a lot of logical fallacies, meaning it cannot be concluded in textbooks as a sound method of education. So teaching intelligent design, there's no solid ground. We don't have 100% of all the evidence. So we'd basically be teaching all our students, which includes me and you, would be teaching them not technically false information, but information that we cannot prove to be 100% true. So in school, we need to be teaching our students scientific methods that are established, that we know are true, and we can't be teaching students opinions and things that have no solid ground. Also would be teaching them about a God or supreme power that basically not everyone believes in. If some people do practice atheism, which is their First Amendment right, then we cannot be teaching them about a God or about a specific religion or a divine power that they do not believe in. Or if someone believes in a particular God, we cannot be teaching them about one God. So just to sum it up, us teaching intelligent design is actually going against our Constitution, our laws, our rights. By us leaving out intelligent design, no one is affected. We're actually preserving people's rights. We're protecting the rights of our citizens by not teaching that and not enforcing particular religions on certain people.
Just curious, what particular religion is being forced onto people?
Well, by teaching intelligent design, we're teaching some people that there is a supreme power that started the creation of man. And like we said, some people may practice atheism. So us teaching them that may be going against what they practice.
But you're still just teaching them a theory. And it's also just not one religion though, correct?
Yes, correct. But it's not a scientific theory. So it shouldn't be taught if we don't have 100% scientific evidence.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that if there's 100% evidence on all this, we wouldn't even have this debate right now?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that, to me personally, I think that the safest thing is to follow our Constitution and protect those rights. By us, because you guys stated if we don't teach it, we're enforcing atheism. But really, by us teaching it, we're stepping over the boundaries of church and state.
Wait. You said...
Yes.
Freedom of speech.
Okay, so don't let my opponents fool you and turn this into a religious debate. We're not arguing that this actually happened, but we're arguing that it should be taught in schools. It's another theory. If all the other stuff that's taught about how the earth was created was 100%, then there would not be this debate right now. Then there would only be that, which would be fact. And the only way people would know that's fact is if they were there or if they were all-knowing, which there is neither of that. These are just theories at school, and let the children decide. Use critical thinking skills. Big part of school, let them think for themselves. help them in the real world think, and then they can decide whether they believe, hey, that's a load of crap, or hey, that could have actually happened. It's not forcing religion on anyone, it's just saying, hey, here's an alternative theory if you don't believe in other things that have been taught about how the earth got created. It's
Okay.
freedom of speech. Teachers should have the ability to teach what they believe as well. They should have some influence on that. And people shouldn't get fired just for expressing doubts about evolution or Darwinism, which has happened before to science teachers. Give the students all the information they can in different theories, and then let them decide for themselves whether they think it's scientifically accurate or if they just think it's a load of crap. Thank you.
So once in, finally, just to clear this up. There's no question? Okay. Okay, so a great man, Jefferson, once said that there's two things crucial to society. One of them is proper education, and the second one is a little bit of rebellion. Rebellion helps us change in a positive direction, but for us to change in a good way, we have to have proper, adequate education. And intelligent design, I understand that it is a critical, my opponents say that it provides for students to think critically and make up their own mind, and they should be given all these different theories. But intelligent design, in the end, is a religious idea, because it is talking about the creator, whoever it is created the universe, and it is promoted by those who are big Christian leaders. Actually, one of the biggest books called Panda, I think, it was actually published by a Christian organization. So all I have to say is that if we give our students in school inadequate information, then they are going to go out there, and our society is going to be based off of inaccurate information. People are going to be making beliefs simply out of, or decisions simply out of beliefs and opinions and not factual information. I'm not saying that science is 100% right in anything. There's nothing we can prove 100%. But science is more testable than intelligent design is. So that is my conclusion. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Come on.
Poll time. The pro.
I
Yeah,
actually,
lead it to the poll.
we didn't get a poll. What?
Okay, fair to the poll.
We'll pull on you. You should pull on us.
Hang on, don't say anything embarrassing. I'm gonna go turn on